This is the sign of the horn. A curse sign, two fingers extended. This way, spread apart for sort of shotgun blast. What are the other ones? The other ones, one of them's the pox sign, that's three fingers extended.
Pox on you?
The pox on you. During the Middle Ages, this was... Yeah. Right.
First of all praise to the Father Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakadash. Shabbat Shalom to all the brothers and sisters in recognition to observing this day for worshiping the Most High. Sundown this evening to sundown tomorrow evening. My people, let's get some rest, worship, and praises in to the Father Yahweh, in Yahweh Shai's name, because he's more than worthy of such, and it is his commandment throughout all of our dwellings. We should be seeking him even more than ever in these last days. These last days, these end times of evil, okay? Where we see almost the entire world lusting, and going after the devil himself and his ways, okay? This picture right here that I collaborated right here, this one with this lady right here in the middle, holding up 3 6s, okay? These are all what you see right here. This pyramid, the devil horns right here, satanic hand symbols and gestures. That's all it boils down to, okay? And when you see them doing this, they're actually pledging allegiance to who they serve, okay? But like I was saying with this lady right here, this is the symbol of 3 6s right here. Got the 6 right here and the 0, where the 6 is, like how it's made. Then again, with this finger, and then with that finger, goes into 1 0, forming 3 6s. Okay. This show right here, back in it was a reboot, I think from 2007. Okay. Called V. And what it was about was that these aliens, basically the Antichrist himself, coming to get people to worship him. All right, yeah. Actually, this show was actually, the first time it was done was back in, I think it was 85 or 1987. And like I said, this was a reboot. And they came here, they were actually reptilians underneath their skin. But this guy right here, he always, when he came, before the devil himself, he always had his hand shaped like this. Now, I've seen a lot of entertainers do the same thing. You know what I mean? They always throw up these pyramids, however way they do it. I even seen Bill Cosby do it when he was pretty much begging the God that he served to have leniency on him. When him and his wife was sitting before, I can't remember which one of those people that was, talking with him, giving him a chance to explain his story or whatever. Bill Cosby was sitting up there holding that symbol right there. They were interviewing him, He was sitting up there holding that symbol, Last week when I did a video about a lot of these rotten black Epstein wannabes, snatching up girls and raping them and beating them and every damn thing else. I saw the newscaster doing the same thing. Matter of fact, let me show you. Right here. He was basically talking about this situation that this guy did to a runaway, 14-year-old runaway, basically. And I noticed. I looked over and I seen him consciously put his hands together and form this sign right here. You see? So almost the whole entire world, excluding the remnant that would be of the Father, of the chosen or what have you, is basically chosen their God. And their God is Satan. See, they do these things because they want to come up in the entertainment industries. And so this is basically what they do. They've done their research. They told, they went to whoever these organizations, the evil organizations are. And they've acquired what they to these organizations, what they got to do so they can come up financially. And they tell them, well, you got to worship Satan. And this is what it is right here. And all, damn near all the entertainers do it. Like I was saying about this lady right here. It's from the third installment of the movie Single Black Female. Okay? And I'm like, say, I knew something was up because you got to consciously, form your fingers. It takes, you got to, this is what you got to do right here, consciously. Form your fingers, you know what I mean, to make an image like this. Just like with this pyramid, just like with these devil horns right here. See? These people right here have chosen their God. Oh, by the way, before we get in the script, I just want to tell you guys, if you get a chance, check, it's on Tubi. It's on Tubi. Check out this show right here called V. And I ain't lying, y'all gonna see some things in there that's gonna make y'all jaw drop. You're gonna hear some things in there pertaining to what took place in 2020. Okay? V before the X. Y'all gonna hear all of that right there. See, I told you, the devil is acquired to tell just so much truth. Remind you, I said that this show was done as a reboot back in 2007. Okay? Y'all check out that series. It's very interesting. Now, let's get into these scriptures right here. We're going to start here in Deuteronomy chapter 11, verse 26. Most High said, behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse. This is what he told the people. He told our ancestors this. Okay? Now, it says here, Deuteronomy 11, verse 23. Then will the Lord drive out all these nations from before you, and ye shall possess greater nations and mightier than yourself. Every place whereon the soles of your feet shall tread shall be yours. From the wilderness and Lebanon, from the river Euphrates, and unto the uttermost sea shall your coast be. There shall no man be able to stand before you, for the Lord your God shall lay the fear of you and the dread of you upon all the land that ye shall tread upon, as he hath said unto you. Behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse. A blessing if you obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you this day. Okay? A curse if you will not obey the commandments of the Lord your God, but turn aside out of the way which I command you this day to go after other gods, right? Which ye have not known. And it shall come to pass, when the Lord thy God have brought thee into unto the land whither thou goest to possess it, that thou shalt put the blessing upon Mount Gerizim, and the curse upon Mount Ebal. All right. Well, needless to say, that our ancestors chose the curse, but this is what it was supposed to be. Now, for the remnant that overcome and be saved, well, we will, it's going to be like this for us when it's all said and done. Well, I'm going to say the hopeful ones that do make it. Let's just say it like that. All right. But yeah, these people, they chose their God. And that God is the devil himself. This is the reason why you're seeing all these hand jesters, these satanic hand jesters. You see? And a lot of our people have sold out. You see, they throwing them up. They throwing them up, and I want you guys to recognize them when you see them. That's the reason why I'm doing this lesson right here. Now, Mark chapter 8, verse 36. And to mention, I'm going to tell you, this be some of your favorite entertainers. Some you think will never do anything like this. Oh, yeah, this is the reason why they got where they are. All right? Mark chapter 8, verse 36. Hamashiach speaking. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Question. All right? And that's exactly what's going to happen to these people right here. All right. Now, let's start here in Mark chapter 8, verse 33. But when he had turned about and looked on his disciples, he rebuked Peter, saying, Get thee behind me, Satan, for thou savourest not the things that be of Yahweh, but the things that be of man. So Peter must have been looking at what man can do, what he can get from man, lusting. You know what I'm saying? Verse 34. And when he had called the people unto him with his disciples, also he said unto them, Whosoever will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it. But whosoever shall lose his life for my sake and the gospel's, the same shall save it. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for a soul? Whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in the adulterous and sinful generation, of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed, and when he cometh in the glory of his Father with the holy angels. Okay? So see, this is what these people are doing when they show you with their satanic hand gestures. You know, they've basically sold their soul. You know, what shall it profit a man if he gain the world? See, they trying to gain all the things in the world. Okay, that's what that all boils down to, the worldly things. I see this. The only way to get it is serve the devil. And that's just the harsh, cold reality of it. You know, you're not supposed to do these. You're not supposed to do it. You're not supposed to covet. You're not supposed to covet. You know, especially and by means of something you're going to put your own soul in jeopardy of losing to get it. All right, that's what that is, coveting. Coveting what belongs to somebody else. You know, the devil himself even tried to tempt the Hamashiach. Told the Hamashiach that if you bow down to me, all these things, you know, I will give you in the world. Hamashiach already got everything. But the devil was trying to get him to turn on his father. The Hamashiach turn on his father. He wouldn't do that. He told him then, Get thee behind me, Satan. It is written that you should worship the Lord your God only. Okay? The devil had to flee from that. He had to flee, and that's what it boils down to. You have to do the same thing. Whenever the devil come at you, you know, and present his little bargains, his devilish bargains, you know, all you got to do is worship me. You can have this, you can have that. But make sure if you worship me, show the world that this is where you stand. Okay? That's what this all boils down to, people. And let's continue. Over in Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of the heaven, or of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Now, this is what the Most High told his people. You know, when you go among these particular people in the land I'm going to send you, don't imitate the things that they do. Okay? And as we see, they rebelled on that too. We see so many of them, our own people, especially in the entertainment industries. And they got these people that's not in entertainment industry. You see them do the same thing. Next thing you know, they flashing pyramids, devil horns, and 3 6s. All right? Over in Colossians chapter 2, verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Hamashiach. Okay? Well, I would say that, you know, with worshiping the devil is basically a vain philosophy, and deceitful and everything else. And it is a tradition of men. When I was doing research, on all these different hand gestures and carrying on, I saw a lot. I saw Alfred Hitchcock. He was throwing up the horns. I'm telling you, I see a lot of them, a lot of the rappers, and see, they didn't know anything about this stuff. It wasn't until they got into the entertainment industries that they learned, so they can really come up. They wanted to come up, but in their come up, they going down, and that's basically what it all boils down to. Uh, we just gonna leave it at that on Colossians 2:8. Let's go over in Micah chapter 5, verse 12. And I will cut off witchcraft out of thine hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsayers. This stuff is going into the ground. I want you guys to understand this. All the devil worshiping, the soothsayers, the liars, the deceptors, all of them, they going into the ground. They going into the second death, which is the death of the soul, if they die in their sins, and don't repent. All right, this is what's going to happen to them. Now here in let me see. Well, we're going to go down here in verse 13. Thy graven images also will I cut off, and thy standing images out of the midst of thee, and thou shalt no more worship the work of thine hand. See, when you worship the work of your hand, you show that through the satanic hand gestures. Okay, I want you guys to understand that. I remember, I used to watch Bruce Lee, and I see he'd fix his fingers a certain way when he'd be standing up there and everything. I said, why is he sticking his fingers like that? And I later found out he was flashing the devil horns. I even seen pictures of him with the pyramid. I said, okay, this is why he was, probably left like he did. Just like the rest of them, like these rappers, dropping like flies. See, this is temporary, people. Because see, the devil, once he get what he wants you, he get you to bow down and work. Your fame ain't gonna last that long. Okay, it ain't gonna. You gonna die young, and you gonna die a mysterious, terrible death. Okay. Now, let's continue. Let's get back to verse 13. Thy graven images also will I cut off, and thy standing images out of the midst of thee. And thou shalt no more worship the work of thine hand. And I will pluck up thy groves out of the midst of thee. So will I destroy thy cities, and I will execute vengeance and anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard. The heathen, and all the followers of the heathen. Okay? All of the followers of the heathen. They getting it all. They going down with it. Okay? This is 2 Ezra chapter 8, verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. Okay? All of your entertainers and all of the followers of entertainment, very, very, very proud. Very, very, very proud. Don't care. Look at, all they got is that, what you call the look at me spirit. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Go on Facebook. You'll see what I'm talking about. Facebook, woo! The look at me spirit. These people do nothing but want somebody looking at them. I don't know why, but to them, they want somebody to see them. Okay? That's great pride right there. They ain't offering nothing, no information, no knowledge, to the world of any kind. Basically just look at me. I'm this, I'm that. Something's wrong with a lot of them in their mind, because when you go and see, well, what do you want me to look at me? What they want to look at them so much for? Don't make sense. But it's the great pride, and basically they sinning in their own way, and they don't understand that, because it's not all about you, okay? And that's just what it is. Let's go over here in Matthew. See, and this is the reason why great misery is going to befall these people that do this, okay? Matthew 13:40. Hamashiach speaking. As therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be in the end of this world. Okay? Tares, Kenites, Edomites, and let me tell you this before you get it twisted. They ain't all white. They are not all white. When Cain was born, he had the mark. He was known by a mark. I believe that mark was albinoism. But nevertheless, he come from a black woman. Eve herself was a black woman. Cain's father is the reason why he came looking like he did. That mark was angelic, which was Satan himself. And that's basically what that all boils down to. And this is the reason why Cain came albinoid-like. Okay? Cain was a tare. Cain went about, after he was, kicked out of the Garden of Eden, some kind of way, he went about building his own race of people. You see? He had the knowledge to do that. However way he did it. All right? We are walking among them to this day. But remember, there were also, Tubal Cain, his sons, and had a son named Tubal Cain and others. Now, albinoism can skip generations. There were some of Cain's children, grandchildren that came about, you see what I'm saying, that were actually black. Had Africanoid features just like he did. Remember, his father was angelic. And this is the reason. I've seen an angel before. I know what I'm talking about. In the way they look. And it's a feeling, it's something, if you ever seen, you'll never, ever forget. You'll never forget. You see what I'm saying? And the way their face is made, the way, they're composed of, the way the body of them and how it's made and how it glares like. Okay? So I can understand why Cain wound up like he did. Edomites are basically a spinoff from Kenites because when you had it's always Jacob and Esau. Remember, the thing is this. Cain was before all of them. Esau went on to further Cain's work and he mixed with Cain's prodigy. Okay? And this kind of watered down over the generations. And then you come up with pink people. All right? But just like Esau was ruddy complected. They claimed red and hairy all over. Had hair. I had an uncle like that. He was the same way. But he was light. He was like, real light, but cornberry color. And he was very, very hairy. But he still was considered black man. You see my point? Now, if he went ahead and mixed his seed with some other race people, and kept his seed among that race of people, his kids, children, and so forth on, guess what's going to happen? Those kids are going to look a different color. They're going to be light. They're going to be bright. And that's basically what it all boils down to. These are the tares people. And like I said, they ain't all white. They're not. I don't know what made me drift off into that, but I had to explain. But yeah, these tares are going to be gathered and burned. Right, now let's go here in Matthew 25, verse 41, where it reads, Hamashiach speaking again, where a lot of these people right here that's doing all this wickedness, worshiping the devil, sacrificing onto the devil, by the things they're doing, all these heinous crimes being committed, believe me, these are a lot of sacrifices onto the devil. They think that at the end they're going to be saved and they're going to trick the Most High. Mashiach say this right here, Matthew 25, verse 1. Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, they're going to be put on the left side, depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. See, there was a spiritual fire that dispatches souls. It's a special kind of fire that kills spirits and souls. Just like earthly fire kills physical body, well, in this other dispensation in time, when the Most High said in another dimension, there's a spiritual fire that he's going to cast evil people into that was actually prepared for the devil and his angels. Really, wasn't nobody that came by way of the water that's human was supposed to even go into this fire, but they chose a God. And their God was a devil. And they decided, this is where they were going to go. And this is what it is. See? But a lot of people think that Satan gonna win this. He's not. It's already written that he's not. It's written right here. Prepared for the devil and his angels. Everlasting fire. Okay? And that include his followers. So it's dangerous what these people are doing just to try to get worldly goods. It's not worth it. Now, this is what you got to do right here in Acts chapter 2, verse 38. Then Peter said unto them, repent and be baptized, every one of you, in the name of Yahushua Mashiach, for the remission of your sins, and ye shall receive the gift of the Holy Spirit. There. It's that simple if you want to be saved. But if you want to be a fool and continue to follow Satan and flash his satanic hand gestures, be my guest. Wind up where you will. And that's in the lake of fire prepared for the devil and his angels. And this goes out to all you entertainers especially. Whatever level of entertainment you at, be it, Warner Brothers, these Denzel Washington and them, all that. Angela Bassett and them, all that. All the way down to Skit World, the skits. I've seen them flash them too. Especially in Country Wayne. I've seen them do it too, and I got pictures. Them angels be there watching them folks. Matter of fact, let me show you. I want y'all to see this. Before I show you the picture though, I want you guys to see this picture right here from GMS leader Apostle Tahar. As you can see, he's flashing the devil horns too. And he's supposed to be, leader of the camp, the Israelites. What a shame. Well, folks, this is not the one I was looking for. I had in mind, but somewhere down the line, if I find it, I'll show it to you guys. But this is still from one of the Wayne skits right here. And this is one of the characters, Chase. And right there, you can see, in the clouds, where this monstrous beam, is just looking down on me. He has no idea of it. Look at that. Ain't that something? See, this is what I'm talking about. They don't know what they be looking at, and they don't know what they be serving. But hey, it is what it is, folks. That's all I got on this particular lesson, people. I hope you guys found the lesson edifying, and I hope I said something to stimulate your spiritual growth. All praise to the Father Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. People, please remember to live your life as though we're being watched. As we can see in this picture right here, simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.